Hello and welcome back to Time Out with Sports Adda. We've had a great game on our hands. Rajasthan Royals winning it quite comfortably, a one-sided victory for them in the end. But Rishabh, if we can have a look at the scorecard and you could tell me that how good was Trent Bolt's spell up top? You picked up those two wickets early and it completely put the handbrakes on for the Lucknow chase.
Yeah, absolutely it did. I think we did speak about how important Trent Bolt overs are going to be. And also on the other side, we all were speaking highly about Deepak Hooda as well. And I think he again proved that why he's regarded so highly and the current form he is in. Marcus Stoinis, I felt, came a lot more lower down the order, should have been promoted a bit, but still played a handy knock of 17 ball 27, but it didn't really work out. But it was all about the pace
Yeah.
attack up front of Rajasthan, which is Trent Bolt and Prasidh Krishna, both bowling those hard lengths which the batsmen were not able to score off. So a fantastic bowling performance by the Rajasthan bowlers and a much deserved win for Rajasthan today.
Absolutely. And Chahal being taken to the cleaners, this is something that we've not seen that often. So, Bhavik, you could tell me the game plan worked for Lucknow when it came to tackling the leg spinner, but in the end, it was too many runs, don't you think?
Well, not exactly too many runs. The wicket slowed down in the second half a bit. That was very much evident. But just as we discussed in the mid-match half, that how important are KL Rahul and Decock in this batting lineup. Uh, just another game, they have failed, and look at how Lucknow has fared. So that middle order is not really working for them. Stoin is coming in a bit late. Just as Rushabh mentioned, he ideally should have been, batting one position up the order on what
Yeah,
he's batting right now. Krunal Pandya was majorly used as a finisher by Mumbai Indians. So why not just, try that? Of course, he has been, amongst the runs with the Lucknow team, but then again, that's a suitable role, for Krunal Pandya, and there's a suitable role for Marcus Stoinis as well. He's someone who plays at up the order in the Big Bash
yeah.
and in the other T20 franchises. But yes, these strategic moves are sort of never ending. But then again, it was a hard fought victory for Rajasthan. It was not easy to contain Lucknow, but all salute to the way they planned this innings
Kudos.
out.
Kudos to the Rajasthan side. They've come closer in the qualification process now. One more win and probably they'll be through. So we made some predictions before the start of the second innings. If you can have a look at the results. Rishabh has this same look. I think Rishabh का हमको photo ले लेना चाहिए. Bhavik, what do you think? Rishabh and his this look. Every time when I say we made a few predictions, let's have a look at the result. Rishabh is like this. But
I at least
anyways,
Well,
get the
I
team
felt
which I want to win. I get that prediction right, but unfortunately, I don't have it there in my top three ones. That's the always problem I've been facing.
no, but
oh,
excellent display है. अरे अरे
well
अरे
done, well
screenshot
done.
please.
क्या बात
Tack.
है. इसका ले लो, इसका भी स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो.
हाँ.
Bah, 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 bah. Brilliant performance by the host here. But speaking of today's game, a completely one-sided victory, like we said, because Rajasthan never looked off when it came to the second inning. The start of the second inning was so good that it never looked like Lucknow were easily going to chase this total down. But now going ahead, this is the business end of the tournament. You've got to pull your socks up because Lucknow wouldn't want to drop it from here. They've already have a foot in the qualification process. So Rishabh, could you tell me that how important are the next games, for every team now? Lucknow, what will they do differently now? Because chasing 178 on this pitch was not the most difficult task. Better than 190, obviously. So 170 was easier, but they failed to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with just one game left, when you have almost through to qualified, it's now about finishing in the top two because that is what the priority should be. I mean, if you're going to be in the top two for the 12 games and then with the last two games you're going to slip to number three, that is obviously not any team would like to have. And that's exactly what Lucknow
Exactly.
is on the brim of happening because they just have one game left. They have tied up with Rajasthan on points. So if Rajasthan win, they finish at number two. If Lucknow win, they finish at number three. So that it's going to be very difficult for them. So at this stage, rather they should not change anything and go back to what they were doing earlier. I mean, today I didn't see any reason why Ayush Badoni was supposed to be sent at number three when you have an informed Deepak Hooda waiting.
Exactly.
You have somebody like a Stoinis who's your draft pick, and I do feel that Stoinis has been massively underutilized. He's not getting to bowl, he's not getting to bat. then what is the importance he's getting to you and your team as a draft pick. So these are just small things. When it works for you, you just applaud and be like that was a fantastic strategy. But when it doesn't, that's when these are the times you go and ponder upon them. So I think now with just one game left, they need to go back to what they did in the previous games to reach up to this level rather than trying something new.
Absolutely right. And now, Bhavik, if I had to ask from a Rajasthan perspective, you've closely watched Rajasthan Royals play all these years. You also at one point told me that they are one of the better sides to qualify. Since the start, you've been mentioning that how good their 11 has been, the combination with the bowling and the batting. So, do you think now it's safe to say that they could be favorites to take that number two position?
Well, not really. I mean, you just can't write
No.
Lucknow off with a couple of losses, Yes, back-to-back losses for Lucknow, but, this thing happens in cricket. But I really feel, Lucknow will bounce back. They've owned in this IPL. They've ऐसा लगा ही नहीं कि they are a newbies. So,
Yeah, yeah,
okay, a bad patch comes in, but it's important to, sort of bounce back and claim that spot what you're looking for. So in my opinion, I really feel Lucknow might just, win that last remaining fixture of theirs, while Rajasthan might just
yeah.
finish third.
This IPL has been very unpredictable. You cannot say that which team is going to do what because the best teams, the most decorated teams of the IPL have gone out in the first 4 games, 5 games itself. And teams
9, 10
setting a
times.
record of losing eight defeats back to back, something which we never expected. Even Chennai not performing to their potential. So we've seen everything this year. Like Virat Kohli also mentioned
Everything.
in an interview, Virat Kohli has also seen everything in his life. Similarly, we also have seen everything that can happen in an IPL. From
No
Virat
doubt
not
about
getting the run drought of Virat Kohli to the top teams getting eliminated first to the newbies qualifying for
it.
the playoffs. It's so unlikely. Hardik Pandya being captain first time and success. So this is what IPL is about, and it's so much fun to converse about it with Bhavik and Rishabh all the time. So thank you once again, guys, for joining with me. This was Time Out with Sports Adda. Have a good night.